Right now at 4, a sexting operation. The charges several people are facing across Western New York after authorities say they tried to meet up with teenagers for sex.
And we're looking at a pretty snowy downtown Buffalo right now. I'm tracking more lake effect snow, gusty winds, and bitterly cold wind chill values as we head into your Wednesday. I'll have all the latest coming up in my full 4-1 forecast.
Plus, after the Bills clinch a spot in the playoffs, offensive tackle Dion Dawkin joins us live with how the team is preparing for the Patriots this weekend.
You're watching News 4, your local news leader. Now, live from Buffalo, this is News 4 at 4.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us on News 4 at 4. I'm Christy Kern. In your top 4 at 4, we begin with a look at your 4-1 forecast. Get ready to bundle up. Colder temperatures and more lake effect snow is set to hit Western New York tomorrow. You'll want to give yourself extra time for your drive to work tomorrow morning because the roads could get messy. And earlier today, the snow caused problems for drivers this morning. This is video showing a tractor trailer flipped on Interstate 86 in the town of Randolph this morning. The crash and investigation closed that stretch of I-86 for several hours. Let's get right to forward meteorologist Stevie Daniels for a first check of that forecast. And Stevie, it's already been snowy out there so far today, and this is only going to ramp up more.
Yeah, it took me about 1 to 2 minutes to actually clean off my cars before I drove into work this afternoon. So you want to make sure you're taking your time on the roadways. I did encounter some slick spots out there as well. You can see a very snowy downtown Buffalo, a lot of snow on the grassy surfaces and even on the building tops at the moment. And as the system continues to track off to the north and east, we're not out of the woods just yet regarding snow and cold wind chill values, and along with that, gusty winds. Right now, we're still seeing some of those lighter snow showers kind of file through Western New York over towards Batavia, just to the south of Albion. And mainly the bulk of the steadier snow is located over Warsaw and down by Eagle, even over towards the Boston Hills. But as we head into this evening, we are going to watch that chance for snow gradually diminish. But then heading into tomorrow, another round of snow showers will be the case, especially heading into tomorrow afternoon, courtesy of Lake Erie and even possibly from Lake Huron. Looking at visibility right now, still a bit limited, especially over towards Batavia. That's where we're seeing the bulk of that steadier snow still file through from west to east. Visibilities are not looking too bad around Buffalo and even for areas further north, looking at some improvement right now and looking at nice conditions down towards the state line. Not seeing much snow in the forecast, but just wait. For Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties, we will be talking about higher amounts of snow as we head into Wednesday afternoon throughout Wednesday night. Right now, winds are pretty calm and light for the most part out of the north and west, around 5 to even 13 miles per hour, but winds are really going to start to ramp up as we head into the overnight hours throughout early tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures right now are holding strong to the 20s and even the lower 30s, but looking at this very colorful map, we have a lot going on as we head into your Wednesday. We will be dealing with lake effect snow warnings for Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties beginning just after midnight tonight, lasting throughout 7 o'clock Thursday morning. Winter weather advisories for the areas highlighted in purple. So not so much for downtown Buffalo, not going to see as much snowfall as for our friends down to the south. But I'll have all the details on what we can expect snowfall-wise, wind chill value-wise, and gusty wind-wise as we head into tomorrow and even into your Thursday morning in my full 4-1 forecast. Christy?
All right, Stevie, thank you. And remember, you can get the latest forecast in the palm of your hands anytime. Just download our News 4 app. It has the latest news, weather, sports, traffic, and more, and it is free for your phone or your tablets. Well, the Bills have made the playoffs, but that doesn't mean the last 2 regular season games aren't important. The team is hard at work getting ready to take on the Patriots in Foxborough on Saturday. News 4's Kelsey Anderson is live with right tackle Dion Dawkin right now with insights on how the team is preparing. Kelsey?
Hi, Christy. I'm inside the Buffalo store in Blaisdell, and you can't miss this guy, Dion Dawkin, one of the only people on earth that makes me look short. Dion, Tuesdays are usually your day off, but you guys were out there working hard today. What is the atmosphere like practicing this week?
The mindset is just win. Just by all means, just win. If it's spending extra time in there, do it. We've made it in this far, and let's just keep it going.
I mean, you've already made the playoffs, but you guys are still very hard at work, correct?
Very, very, very true. You know, it doesn't just stop now. We know that we're in, but we still have a few more games in the regular season, and it's not just about getting in, it's about making a statement and winning every game from here on out.
When Bills Mafia was out there at the airport, I know you saw you had your phone and you posted on social media about it. What is that moment like, seeing all those fans at 2 a.m. in 20-degree weather?
It literally just never fails. You know, Buffalo is a special place, and people will never really understand until they come and they feel it. Because for players and even the coaches to get off of the plane and just start walking and just seeing a bunch of, in a cool way to say, crazy fans that just love us and just are just shouting and cheering, throwing snow up in the air, people like out there and with signs just to welcome us, just to show us how much winning means to them and to this culture here. It's literally a special place.
Absolutely. Fans waited for this a long time. You're probably wondering why we're at the Buffalo store in Blaisdell. Dion has a toy drive going on here right now. In the next half hour, we will tell you a lot more about that. For now in Blaisdell, Kelsey Anderson, News 4.
All right, Kelsey, thank you. Well, to get you set for the Bills showdown against the Patriots this weekend, we have a full hour of insight and analysis on Buffalo Kickoff Live. That airs Friday at 7 o'clock right here on Channel 4. Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune will air on the CW23 that night. Authorities arrested several people from across Western New York for trying to meet teens for sex. The Erie County District Attorney's Office says the suspects tried to meet someone who they believed were teenagers through social media apps. They are facing charges including attempted rape and criminal sexual act. News 4's Chris Horvanitz will have much more on that investigation and those facing charges coming up tonight on News 4 at 5 and 6 o'clock. The owner of the Mayville diner that went up in flames has now been arrested. Deputies in Chautauqua County say Michael Ellis set the diner on fire. He is now charged with arson. The fire happened a little more than a week ago. We are working to find out when Ellis will be in court. People living in the southern tier will lose a hospital at the end of the year. Officials at TLC Lakeshore in Irving say the hospital will close on January 1st. Today, workers rallied to bring awareness about the closing. They say 2 weeks ago, more than 160 employees represented by their union were told they would be losing their jobs. One of the workers says this closing will have a huge effect on the community.
People are going to lose their lives because we are not going to be available. We have, been trying very hard to keep this place open. We've made concessions with the administration to cut things, and we've been working with them, and we really we're devastated.
Company officials say the hospital has been losing $6 million a year. They say there aren't enough patients to cover the costs of running the Irving facility. The House Rules Committee is meeting today to set the guidelines for tomorrow's impeachment votes by the full House. Karen Kafa reports.
One more stop before an historic House vote.
We believe this conduct is impeachable and should never take place again under our constitutional system.
The House Rules Committee debating ground rules for a floor vote on 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump expected as early as Wednesday.
It's a hoax, it's a witch hunt, and it's just a continuation. It's been going on now for almost 3 years.
With the Democratic majority in the House making impeachment all but inevitable, Republicans still sharply critical of the process.
The one thing, when it came down to the very end, the one thing they couldn't do is actually find a crime.
The focus already shifting to a Senate trial. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell objecting to Democratic Leader Chuck Schumer's request to call key White House witnesses.
The Senate is meant to act as judge and jury, to hear a trial, not to rerun the entire fact-finding investigation because angry partisans rushed sloppily through it.
Schumer hoping to persuade a handful of Republicans to vote with Democrats to help them get a say in setting trial rules.
Senators who oppose this plan will have to explain why less evidence is better than more evidence.
Impeachment not the only hefty item on the congressional agenda. Capitol Hill needs to get a $1.4 trillion spending package to President Trump's desk before a Friday shutdown deadline when the government runs out of funding. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Coming up next on News 4 at 4, up to speed, the multi-million-dollar investments bringing faster internet to parts of Western New York. Plus, how a community center is continuing its mission to make the holidays brighter for families in our area.
You're watching News 4 at 4 with Christy Kern and meteorologist Stevie Daniels.